Good morning, everyone. Happy Good Friday. I hope you guys have a great Easter weekend. Again, I'm sorry for my sound. I have not replaced my headset since my son has broke it. But thank you for coming to my channel. This is Baker's Breaking News with yours truly, Tim Baker. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please like it. Yeah, just like it. That's all I want you to do. Just like it. Subscribe if you want. You don't have to. Will help the algorithm, but hey, whatever. What I want to show you guys is a platform that I use a lot to get a lot of news. And it's called Ground News. So the reason I use Ground News a lot is because it shows the bias I guess, of how different things are getting reported or what groups are reporting them. So, for instance, right here, Biden shakes hands with thin air after North Carolina speech. So, 89% of all this reporting has been done by the right. There's only been 11% of anyone that's ever reported on this so far. Only 11% has been a left-wing news source. So I can actually click on this and we'll unmute it. And you can see that these right-wing news sources, the more red it is, the more right-wing it is. The more blue something is, the more left it is. But it will show you, hey, is this being reported because maybe the right wants someone that's supported by the mainstream left to look bad? Could be something. Is the left not reporting something because they don't want someone that they support to look bad? That could be the case too. And the same thing on the flip side of the coin. So maybe some Republican or conservative senator or governor has done something that the right is not too particularly proud of. They may not report on it very much, but you might have these flip-flopped. It might be 89% of left reporting on a Republican or a conservative, or maybe even an independent that they don't like, and even some Democrats they don't like. Where 11% would only be reported by the right because they don't want their own people or their people that they support to look bad. So when it comes to media, when it comes to politics, there's typically always a bias. But this is why I like to look at this to see how it's being reported. And if you are more of a left-leaner, then you may not even know that this happened. It's one of the things that's been going on in Biden's presidency is a lot of Republicans, a lot of right, a lot of independents even. They've been making fun of a lot of his gaffes. So let's just take a look and see what you guys think. I may need to turn this up a little bit. And again, guys, I'm sorry for the sound quality.
America. God bless you all.
So, as you can see, at the beginning, he was shaking someone's hand. It wasn't a COVID thing. As you see, everyone there, they weren't wearing masks. So, maybe Casper was there and he was the only one that could see Casper. I don't know. But what I'm pointing out is that a lot of the left-leaning news sources aren't reporting on this because they don't want someone that they support to look bad. I mean, the whole job of left-wing politics is to prop their guy up and defend them, not make them look bad, make them look good. Same thing on the right. When you're getting news, you'll want to look at things like this. You know, this is why ground news is great. I highly recommend it. You can see the New York Post is reporting on it, the Telegraph, Red State, the Western Journal, the Daily Caller, Pluralist, GB News, Wayne Dupree. I've never even heard of Wayne Dupree. Here's some untracked bias. Daily Wire. Daily Wire was with Ben Shapiro, so you guys can decide if you think he's left, right, independent, libertarian, whatever it is. I think for the most part, he just reports on the news and calls out stupidity on both sides. If Trump does something stupid, he'll say, hey, I think Trump did this stupid. If Biden does something like shaking an invisible person's hand, he'll point that out too. MSN, it's more of left-leaning, so they have reported on it. I'm sorry. BuzzGo, haven't heard of them. Outsider have Bone Info. I don't know who that is. So as you can see, I still need to, familiarize myself with more news outlets and just see how things are being reported. But if you are a Democrat, a liberal, or you may have not even seen this, and I think it is important because it does show Biden is having some form of cognitive decline. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a neurosurgeon. I'm not a psychologist, but I do think that he has done some things and he has said some things to make me believe that cognitively he is not 100% there. I think he's there a lot, but there are times where sometimes there's a loose wire that has some electrical misfires. You can say what you want about Trump, but he was always clear and concise in his speeches. He may not have had the most extensive vocabulary, but I don't think someone's vocabulary decides how intelligent one is. If you have a more extensive vocabulary, you typically read more books. And when it comes to reading books, that's more of a liberal arts sort of style, where more Republicans and more conservatives, they typically are ones that do more of the engineering, they do more of the hard labor, get their hands dirty sort of thing. So that's why I think that's just my personal opinion. But if we go back, we can see that Russia warns U.S. to stop arming Ukraine. Okay, so this is pretty even on how this is being reported. So this has to do with the entire United States dealing with another country. Typically, you'll see a lot of the same viewpoints on both sides of the aisle. For instance, what I think is happening in Ukraine, I think it's terrible. And I don't think anyone disagrees with it. I think even a lot of Russians disagree with what's going on in Ukraine, because Ukraine and Russia, I mean, they're neighbors. That'd be like the United States invading Canada. And you would have family in Canada. A lot of people do, especially if you live on the northern borders. Same thing with Ukrainians and Russians. There are a lot of family members. I have a friend that's a doctor over in Russia, and she doesn't agree with it. She understands that there is propaganda already going on over in Russia, where you watch something on TV, they're trying to persuade Russians to not like their Ukrainian neighbors, where It could be their cousin, their uncle, their aunt, their nephew, their niece. And she's not one to really talk about politics until something's done afterwards. She's not one of those types of people that she doesn't say what she doesn't know. So it takes a very educated person to be able to refrain from saying an opinion where they don't know all the facts. So she waits until the facts are laid out, and then she can form an educated opinion after that. So let's just go and look at some other things. Maybe see, a lot of this stuff is pretty even. Right here, you see more blue, more center, and less right. So let's click that. So right here, only 11% of right-wing news sources is reporting on this. You got a lot of center news sources, more left-sitting news sources. Look, there's plus 51 right here, so you can actually see what time something was reported 1 day ago, 22 hours ago. The further right you get on this line, the more recent it is. As you can see, this is 12 minutes ago from WKTV.com, and the Toronto Star was just 2 days ago. You can actually center it. So if you go to the right, you go to the left, see, it changes. So typically, I think a lot of times when it comes with COVID, you're going to have more left-sitting news sources reporting on it. Something like FDA authorizes first breath test for COVID-19 infection. It's because typically, if you're sitting on the right of the aisle, you're not typically worried about COVID. You're not trying to force anyone to wear a mask or get a vaccine or this, that, or the other. Everyone can have their own opinion on it. The CDC has already came out and said that only an N95 level mask or higher will actually prevent the spread. So I don't think typically if you're sitting on the right of the aisle, you're typically worried about COVID. I think that's more of a left side of the aisle. I think this virus has definitely been politicized. I think there is a monetary gain in it from someone, and it will take time to come out and see this. But as you can see, there's 24 left-leaning news sources on it. There's 10 right-leaning news sources on it, 56 center. And even when you get to this center aisle, you can't be 100% sure, because sometimes even these center aisles, they'll sway to the right or they'll sway to the left, but they identify as being a centrist. And I think that's commendable. That's more of your independence, libertarian style, your centrists, if you will, where, hey, they're not trying to politicize anything. If they think gun control is wrong, then that ideology would sit more to the right. If they think gun control is right, they'd sit more to the left. It's just their opinion. But some of these are, trustworthy. They're unbiased. It's hard to find unbiased news outlets, news sources today. You have your popular ones like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, the Washington Post, things like that. So obviously those are biased in one way or the other, one side of the aisle or the other. I think it is important and imperative for more people to come to something like ground news, where they can see, hey, the Toronto Star, click it. If it's something on the right by My Northwest, they can click it, and they can read the same stuff and see how it's being reported on both sides and then form their own opinion. Sucks, it's double the work for the same information, but it's the only way where you're not going to be brainwashed by one side or the other. So I'm a big proponent of getting all the facts before forming an opinion, whether it's statistics, timestamps, what have you. But just like that Russian doctor that's my friend, try to get all the facts first and then form an opinion afterwards. So that's where I think I'm going to end the video today. I can leave a link for ground news in the description. Please check it out, and you can download it on Android or iOS also. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Share it with your friends so your friends can see some ground news also. If you like the video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you can see more of my content. I'm just now starting this channel, so I will be trying to post at least one video every day, and that's my goal for right now, and I want you guys to help hold me accountable for it. So this is Tim Baker with Baker's Breaking News, signing out. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.